India is trending, but for reasons that couldn't be more different. On one side of the world, the US is talking tariffs, and that conversation is about us. In the US, President Donald Trump called for a 26% tariff on Indian imports, a move that could radically shift the India-US trade balance. Different topic, big implications, one clear signal. India's global relevance is under the microscope, from how we trade to how we power the tech world. So what does all this really mean for India's future? To decode this, we spoke with Ajay Chaudhary, co-founder of HCL and chairman of the Epic Foundation, to understand the deeper implications beyond the headlines. But first, here's a quick look at what's been making the waves.
Hey everyone, it is Llama 4 Day. Our goal is to build the world's leading AI, open source it, and make it universally accessible so that everyone in the world benefits. And I've said for a while that I think that open source AI is going to become the leading models. And with Llama 4, this is starting to happen.
Meta dropped 3 powerful open source AI models. Scout for deep document analysis runs on a single H100. Maverick for coding, language, and creativity beats GPT-4o, and Behemoth, a 2 trillion parameter model still in training, built for advanced STEM tasks. They support text, image, video, and audio, plus comes with safety tools like Llama Guard and red teaming via GOAT, aka Group of Adversarial Testers, a red teaming framework by Meta. The big play, Llama 4 will power WhatsApp, Instagram, and Messenger, bringing AI to 3.35 billion people. OpenAI just made its first move into cybersecurity. It co-led a $43 million Series A in New York-based Adaptive Security alongside Andreessen Horowitz. What does Adaptive do? It simulates AI-powered hacks like deepfake calls, spoofed emails, and fake texts to train employees to spot and stop them. These social engineering attacks, now easier with Gen AI, are one of the biggest threats to modern companies. The goal? Help companies stay ahead in the AI arms race by turning their weakest link, humans, into their first line of defense.
I think it's about 85% the way there today, but I think in the next year you're going to see it hit the mid-90s. And I think beyond just hearing the voice and likeness of the individual, and this is really important.
AI video startup Runway just hit a $3 billion valuation after raising $308 million in a Series D round led by General Atlantic with backing from NVIDIA, SoftBank, and Fidelity. Known for its Gen AI tools for media, Runway's latest model, Gen 4, can generate high-fidelity, consistent video from a single image, ideal for long-form storytelling. The funds will boost its AI film studio and solidify its edge over rivals like OpenAI's Sora. The big vision? To turn AI into a world simulator, reshaping how stories are told and consumed. MidJourney launched V7, its most advanced image model yet, with sharper textures, better hands, and objects that finally make sense. The new draft mode generates images 10x faster at half the cost, now with a conversational prompt bar for real-time edits. V7 also brings personalization by default, tailoring outputs to your unique visual style. But why now? Well, with OpenAI and Google rolling out native image generation in GPT-4o and Gemini, MidJourney is stepping up to stay ahead in the AI art race.
If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And, hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
The US tariff move shook markets. Tech stocks fell and trade tensions escalated. Nearly $760 billion wiped out from the market cap of Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Meta in less than 1 day. But why? April 2, 2025, now dubbed Liberation Day, was the day US President Donald Trump unleashed a sweeping new tariff plan to reset the global trade. His goal? To liberate the US economy from foreign dependence and unfair practices. Starting April 5, a 10% universal tariff hits all imports, no exceptions. Trump also introduced country-specific tariffs tied to how nations tax US goods. India faces a 26% tariff in response to its 52% duty on American imports. China, hit with a 34% tariff stacked on top of an existing 20%. The country has strongly opposed the move, with its Commerce Ministry pledging countermeasures to protect its interests. But Trump's message is clear. It's about bringing manufacturing back to the US.
We started with China in charge, and we took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China in tariffs. And they understood, the other countries, and they all understand.
According to the official White House executive order, America's share in global manufacturing had dropped from 28.4% in 2001 to just 17.4% today. Over the past 3 decades, the country has lost around 5 million manufacturing jobs, one of the steepest declines in history. But here's the signal. This isn't just a challenge. It could be a turning point for India, but not so much for Indian IT. Co-founder of HCL and chairman of the Epic Foundation told AIM how India could gain a pricing edge despite new US tariff, as its export duties remain lower than China and Vietnam, offering a chance to undercut rivals, though competition from China remains a key threat.
Electronics, yes, there will be an impact because all the electronics exported from India would attract this tariff. But if you look a little further ahead, there is a benefit for India because our tariffs are much lower than Vietnam and China. And our major competitors today in the electronics assembly and exports are China and Vietnam. Because Vietnam grabbed the China +1 position many years ago. Now, if you look at it this way, we have a benefit. And if we take this opportunity to start exporting more to the US, we will have a price advantage over Vietnam and China. Now that such a large amount of tariff has been imposed on China, they will start dumping electronics into India. And that's a very major concern to me. And therefore, we should watch out that we don't open the doors to China in such a way that they just keep on sending a whole bunch of electronics into India, because our tariffs will then get increased. Trump has seen through China's strategy of sending products to Vietnam, kits to Vietnam, where they're actually assembled and sent to America. So they were not attracting any tariffs till now. The same thing, we should not allow it to be repeated in India. And then again, India will be lammed with the Vietnam equivalent taxes. So I think we have to be very careful that we monitor this in the next few months and ensure that we don't get into this trap. The US companies are now being forced by Trump to invest in the US. So I don't think that is going to be that easy to do. So, but other countries might look at it. And that is why I worry about China, because if China seizes this opportunity and starts to put money into India and start manufacturing in India to get the benefit of this, we should avoid that, because that is something that will again hurt us, just like it's hurt Vietnam.
With tariffs driving up import costs, cloud and AI giants are eyeing India as a data center hub, closer to users, lighter on duties. That could mean more hyperscale data centers, AI jobs, and local investment if India plays it smart.
So essentially, how we ensure that the AI compute infrastructure where your data is going to be processed and stored has to be in India, has to be processed in India, has to be compliant to the laws and regulations of the country, and not actually getting into conflict with the laws of the land when some of the laws of the big tech essentially start coming in conflict with the laws of the land. So that sovereignty element is as much important as much is the sheer availability of the compute infrastructure in India for processing the models. And third, of course, is cybersecurity.
A NASSCOM report says India's data center capacity will triple by 2028, hitting 3.29 gigawatts, backed by $40 billion in investment. With cloud and compute getting expensive in the West, global players are now looking at India not just as a user market, but as the next built-out hub. While the Indian government treads carefully, a quiet recalibration is already underway. From AI infrastructure to semiconductor fabs and software exports to cross-border cloud, this tariff storm could redraw the map. The question is, can India turn this shock into a strategic leap? That's all we have today for Point Break. I'll be back on Friday with more insights from the world of tech and AI. Take care and have a great night. And don't forget, think AI, think AIM.